Okay, we'll just step in, 1-2 -2.
As the winner of 6 world kickboxing titles, Jason Suttie has all the champion attributes of a fighter. He just adjusts them for boxing.
For the month leading up to the boxing fight, I only box. I changed my stance, from kickboxing stance straight to a boxing stance with a little bit more side on.
In the lead up to this fight, Suttie has found sparring with fellow Kiwi heavyweight Shane Cameron has kept them on his toes.
I don't know which punch is coming. He moves his shoulders well. You don't know if his left or right is coming. He's strong, really strong, and throws a very hard punch. I've been sparring him the last 5 weeks, and I think I've improved a little bit in those 5 weeks, hopefully. You have to ask him.
With a big K1 reputation preceding him and Oceania champs coming up in July, Suttie is putting a fair bit on the line for this bout.
I fear that all my kickboxing could be taken away by this boxer, but actually this opponent, he's had quite a few fights, so me and him boxing, he's got more to lose than me.
All right, let's take a look at how these two match up, Kenny.
Well, Jason, obviously a lot of kickboxing background. He's gonna big fighter, Jason. He'll rise to this occasion. Tauasa, he comes off 8 straight wins, 5 by KOs. More experience in the boxing ring.
All right, so we'll throw it up to Brownie to bring these guys inside the squared circle here at the Sky City Casino.
Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the red corner from Australia, would you please welcome Lawrence, the Samoan Panther Tauasa.
All right. Gentleman has a very interesting fighter, 17-1-1, 12 KOs.
I've been really looking forward to this fight tonight, actually. I think this is going to be the fight of the night.
I agree with you, the way they match up. When you look at Tauasa, he's a guy who's has a very good record. He's been 12 rounds 3 times. He's been sparring with former world champion James Toney, who's now campaigning and quite successful as a heavyweight, coming off a stoppage of Evander Holyfield. Been working with the likes of Carlos Palomino.
And Jason Suttie, he will always fight. He's a fighter. He loves to fight. And so this is going to be a heck of a scrap, I tell you. Jason's always fit too. He gets in shape.
Welcome, representing New Zealand, Jason the Psycho Suttie.
All right, the Psycho will come into the ring, and I know you're very familiar with this former kickboxing and K1 champion who will now try to be successul as a pugilist. He's been pretty good so far, 3-0.
Oh yeah, look, he's only got 3 fights, but Jason's done a heck of a lot of boxing. He's well adversed with the boxing ring. Don't worry about that. Jason will more than take care of himself out there. Shane said of all the opponents he's been sparring with him, he comes on the most. Jason will fight.
One of the things, though, Kenny, he is coming off almost a 1.5-year layoff. His last victory is December the 13th of 2002. He won a decision over Richard Suttie, who we've already seen in action, but that's quite a layoff.
It is quite a layoff. Well, like I said to you, he likes to fight. He actually went over to Japan and had a pride fight, a mixed martial arts fight. Got him, nearly got his arm broke with a Sambo wrestler. So he's just recovering from that now. But Jace will put on a good show. Don't worry about that.
Well, he's demonstrating his versatility as a dancer. We'll see how he can fight when he steps inside the ring against the more experienced Tauasa. Crowd enjoying themselves here at the Sky City Casino for a knockout night of boxing. And time to introduce these fighters. Here's Brownie.
Fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 96.8 kilos, 5'11", a 24-year-old with a record of 19 fights, 17 wins, 12 by KO, 1 loss and 1 draw. Australian Cruiserweight title. Would you please welcome Lawrence, the Samoan Panther Tauasa. His opponent tonight weighed in at 103.2 kilos, also 5'11", a 31-year-old, a 6-time world kickboxing champion in 5 different weight divisions, a New Zealand K1 champion. In boxing, he's had 3 fights, 3 wins by KO. Would you please welcome Jason the Psycho Suttie. And your referee for this heavyweight bout, Lance Rebel.
All right, Lance will bring these two together. I think what we have here is a matchup of the more skilled fighter, Tauasa, against perhaps the better athlete in Suttie. We'll see how
listen to more instructions.
they go at it
Buy more instructions.
when the bell rings for round number 1. Again, Tauasa, an Australian champion.
Yep.
Round 1 scheduled for 4 rounds.
Tauasa's guards looks pretty high to me, Smitty. Maybe he's protecting his underbelly there.
Yeah. And you see that right away, Suttie looking to the body of Tauasa.
Both these guys will go downstairs. Tauasa likes to mix it up downstairs first.
Very short, nice, compact hook by Tauasa, who tells me he's a combination of Tyson and Kashtazu. And if he is, that's one heck of a combo. Nice short left hook by Tauasa.
It's an angry man.
You can see the experience, though. Notice how he dipped there. I can see already the work with James Toney and his footwork.
Oh, nice hook by Suttie. Lead off left hook.
You can see that Tauasa very slick. It's kind of looking off his opponent, looking to the body and then faking. And no, I can see that work already with James Toney, guys. The way he's looking off his opponent and being kind of tricky and showing some savvy in there.
Jason throws a lot of combination punches himself. He's got very fast hands, Smitty, so look at that. It was a quick lead-off left hook.
Yeah, but it was a slapping hook. That's the problem with guys going from kickboxing and K1 and things of that nature to the sweet science. Nice right hand by Tauasa. Back Suttie up, but Suttie obviously always a dangerous fighter. But again, going from that kickboxing when you're utilizing your legs and your feet and everything like that, and you're used to leading with your feet.
Yep, that's true.
Your feet are your weapons as a kickboxer. Your legs are your weapons and things like that. But as a fighter, Clint, you use your legs and everything for leverage. So it's quite an adjustment, in my opinion.
You've got to move your weight forward more. Good right by Tauasa, but the good thing about the Psycho, he took this fight because it's a good learning curve for him too.
Good first round for Tauasa.
Oh, absolutely, Jason. Jason will never turn that a scrap.
Welcome back to 3 Sport. We're live with the Sky City Casino and Convention Centre tonight, and there's Roy Alexander, cousin of, yes, out of the Penrith Panthers, and Lawrence Tauasa, the Samoan Panther, more experienced Australian fighter. He's lived in New Zealand actually for 10 years in Mangere, born in Samoa before moving to Sydney. A lot of fights around the Sydney, also the Southport, the Gold Coast area. He's had those 17 wins, 12 KOs up against Jason, the Psycho Suttie from, well, the gym down in Newmarket in Auckland.
Round number 2. James Smith along with Clint Brown, Kenny Rainsfield. I gave that first round to Tauasa, the better boxer of the two, way more experience. Been to 12 rounds 3 times. He's on an 8-fight win streak, 5 by KO, against a guy with relatively little experience as a professional fighter in Jason Suttie.
3 fights, 3 wins, 3 KOs for Suttie. But he took the hard fight. As you say, Kenny's not afraid of the hard work.
He is certainly a classy look, to Tauasa, though.
Tauasa, you can see all that,
Tauasa,
all that great work in the gym that he's doing. Again, with I mentioned the likes of James Toney. There's a nice uppercut by Suttie. His perhaps best punch of the fight.
Punch your way up.
So what would the trainers be saying at this stage, Kenny, for the Psycho?
I think the Psycho, he's got to stay out of a bit of a range. He works well on the inside, though, Jace. He's throwing some good lead left hooks.
Punch your way up.
I'm just a bit worried about his condition. He's sort of blowing a bit after this, even after the first round. He's tying up straight away.
Well, we mentioned the fact that he hasn't been in action in a year and a half, whereas Tauasa's been quite busy. Coming off an April 28th victory, a KO.
Nice uppercut left hook there.
Tauasa very relaxed inside the ring. Suttie told me that his best punch was the right uppercut, and he's trying to utilize that shot as we come under 25 seconds to go here in round number 2. These two heavyweights getting ready. Nice combination by Tauasa.
Good answer back, though, from the Psycho.
Psycho, though, a little bit wild. Looking a little bit like Norman Bates right now as he's getting battered by Tauasa.
Oh, overhand, he just didn't go.
Those are short, crisp punches. Tauasa on the attack as we come to the end of a exciting second round.
Hands up, let's go, boss. Oh, yeah.
Action in round number 2, and you see most of it being provided by Tauasa on the attack, coming underneath. Nice left hook. Has Suttie against the corner and battering him. Good, especially close of the round. Those are nice, short, compact shots.
Nice shots, nice little overhands, nice little hooks.
Great exchange of combination, though, for the Psycho to try and box his way out of that corner right at the end of round 2.
Oh yeah, he tied him up at the end of it, and that was a smart thing to do.
Three Sport, we're live at the Sky City Convention Centre. This is Tauasa against Suttie. It's the Psycho against the Samoan Panther, and watch the bombs fly in this round.
Tauasa, very compact with his left hook, very short with his punches. You can see that experience as a prize fighter as compared to the Suttie, who's been, again, more experienced as an excellent world champion type kickboxer and K1 specialist. Big difference, though, when you're inside the ring. I see fatigue on the face of Suttie there, Kenny.
Yeah, he was at the end of that round. He's walking slowly back to his corner. And Tauasa's a nice, tight boxer.
Yeah, he is. And one of the mistakes Brownie Davis make. Oh, nice right hand by Tauasa. Suttie making a big mistake going straight back rather than side to side.
When I spoke to Tauasa before the bout, he says, I mean, what do you like to do? And he said, I like to mix it up. I'm a boxer, I'm a fighter, and I like to go downstairs and then finish him off. But, you know, whatever they do, I'll come back at them.
I can really see that tired, pained expression on the face of Jason Suttie. Right now getting outclassed by the more experienced Lawrence Tauasa. Very relaxed on the inside. Look at the utilization of the elbows. Everything that Tauasa throws is short and compact.
He's not wasting energy at all, Smithy.
No, none whatsoever. And he's a guy who has a lot of experience. He's been a lot of rounds. Suttie trying to come forward there. He's you can see he's a very good athlete and tough guy, but outclassed thus far here in round number 3 of the scheduled 4-rounder. Nice right hand by Tauasa.
Oh, it's a slip.
No knockdown.
But it's still a win-win bout for New Zealand because he lived among it for 10 years, mate. So we'll claim him as a K1W1 before he sort of went to the dark side.
Yeah, that's a very Aussie thing to do, Clint.
Nice combination by Suttie there, but he's a little too far outside.
But I tell you what, you've got to admire the guts and the courage of Jason, the Psycho Suttie. I mean, he runs that huge Thai kickboxing gym down in Newmarket. He's tough.
Despite that, he's lost another round, in my opinion, as we come to the end of the 3rd round with 1 round to go in this heavyweight fight.
Well, a few dusty decisions here already. We don't want a decision. Let's break it up for the whole 2 minutes.
Looking back at the action in round number 3, and most of it, Kenny, again provided by Tauasa, the more experienced prize fighter.
Yeah, that's true, Smitty. But Jason's going to get a lot of experience from fighting him. There's a bit of a slip. There was nothing in it, but it's going to be good experience for Jace. I think the real truth of it is that Jace is a kickboxer at heart,
right?
And he's just gaining experience to make himself a better kickboxer out of his boxing matches.
Well, and you bring out a good point. He probably will learn more in this fight than certainly his last 3 professional prize fights.
Absolutely.
As they say, you learn more from your losses, don't you?
Well, he's stepping up in class. There's no doubt about it than the other guys he's fought previously.
I didn't. The only thing I learned from my losses was to quit and get out of the game and go safely behind the microphone, as we're doing here tonight from the Sky City Casino. James Smith along with Clint Brown and Kenny Rainsfield. A night of boxing. Shane Cameron, the main event still to come. Nice combination by Tauasa.
He had a good answer back too by the Psycho. He landed a good one there.
Oh yeah, Jason will never stop trying. You can no doubt about that.
But you know what, on the inside, when Suttie's on the inside, he just basically holds on. He doesn't really not know what to do on the inside.
No, he's not throwing anything off there, Smithy, at all.
And that's just a lack of the experience. And I mentioned it. So when I found out that Tauasa had been working with James Toney, and I'm such a James Toney fan, he's one of the best all-around fighters in boxing today, and then also working with Carlos Palomino. Tauasa also had 120 amateur fights, Brownie, and then the Psycho only had 1 as an amateur.
And look at these two guys exchanging blow for blow. Round 4, 50 seconds to go. Warming up for the main event. The Mountain Warrior against Gilberto Melo from Brazil. And 2 guys very evenly matched. Well, in size and stature, but of course experience, a huge advantage for the Australian.
Let's go, get it.
One of the things I really like about Tauasa, Kenny, is the very tight defense on the inside. He doesn't give up anything. Very good defense.
Oh, beautifully. He doesn't, like I said earlier, he's not wasting any energy. Once Jace tires, he just leans on him, waits, doesn't try and push him off. Just waits for the opening, then throws shots off it. As he's doing now, nice roll.
This perhaps the best round for Suttie. This round pretty close as we come under 10 seconds to go, but for the most part, it's been Tauasa, the more accurate, the better fighter here tonight. But good action to close out this bout.
Look at these guys. None of them wants to take a backward step. Look at them. Excellent action.
Great effort by the 2 boxers.
Fantastic.
Well, I got to give Suttie a lot of credit.
Yeah, you absolutely do. You know, he was outclassed, Smitty, but he certainly put a great fight up.
Well, and again, he'll learn so much from an experience like that.
Absolutely.
Suttie.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, good. I'm a heck of a nice guy too. He trains up his gym, trains a lot of young kids. He's he's a good bloke, and good on him from step up there.
You see the action in the 4th and final round. Suttie probably had his best action, but you see the more short, crisper, harder shots landed by Tauasa. But I tell you what, very few guys with only 3 professional fights could go up against a guy with 120 amateur fights, a 17-1-1 record, and a guy who's been 12 rounds 3 times. So hats off to that man, the Psycho, Jason Suttie.
Tauasa's a very accurate puncher too. He's not wasting energy on missing punches. He's landing most of them.
Now, if these judges have it right here, in my opinion, they'll have Tauasa with the victory. Last round you could make a case though for Suttie, but still I gave all. All right, just a few moments. Next round will have the decision. Still to come, Shane Cameron and Gilberto Melo in the main event. A couple of lovelies here at the Sky City Casino. Not talking about myself in Rainsfield.
That's for sure, Smitty.
All right, it looks like Clint Brown has the official scorecard, so let's make it official with Clint Brown.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official result of that fight. Judge Gibson scores the fight 39-38 to Suttie. Judge Gillespie scores the fight 39-37 to Tauasa. Judge Leonard scores the fight 40-36. And the winner by a split points decision from the blue corner, Jason the Psycho Suttie.
That's a little bit shocking that they would have a decision like that. I mean, I give him a lot of credit, but in essence, Tauasa kind of robbed in that fight.
Yeah, well,
Jason,
we're not judging it, Smitty, so I'll take it for the Kiwis.
Your first by a points decision, big learning experience there tonight.
Yeah, actually it was a learning experience to fight someone shorter than me. for a change. Coming up from middleweight to super heavyweight, I practiced punching up, and tonight I had to punch down, and I hate punching down actually because the small guys all got knockout punches.
How good was Tauasa? I mean, a good fight for you? Good win for you?
It was a good win. You know, Lawrence has had an extensive amateur career, extensive professional career. I spar with the best boxers, and tonight I box with the best boxers. So I'm happy with that. Thank you very much.
Well done, Jason the Psycho Suttie, winner on points.
All right, well, perhaps I'm jet lagged a little bit and didn't see it the right way, but hats off to Jason Suttie. He gets the decision. I thought Tauasa won the fight. Nevertheless, a good scrap as we get ready